Dance is hard. You gotta keep your body, keep yourself on one hand. But we got a feral here, which is a tank, dude. Where the cats are in the room. They were misbehaving during the stream. One of the cats just bit me. They wanted more food, even though it wasn't time yet. I can tank. Yes. Don't make me lose my 5% buff. I can't play without 5% buff. Don't attack. There's a lot of them. My buff. My buff! Why? Why did you attack when there's 10 alliance? That was an entire raider, man. We couldn't have killed them. Like that was like 10 minutes of standing up. I don't know how I survived it. I should do that more. I feel like standing up is there's a lot of alliance here today. What's going on? Dude, I can probably res and kill a player.
Here, I had to look up a legendary guide to help me identify the best legendary for fire mages and which dungeon or winged torghast I had to attain. I had to look up a guide to tell me what my weekly checklist should be in order to make gold, stockpile anima, get soul ash, and farm consumables for myself and my guild. I had to look up guides to the Castle Nathria boss mechanics and make sure I was aware of what my role would be to counter them. I had to look up guides on my ability rotation as a fire mage and how to maximize DPS as a caster while constantly on the move in the raid. I had to download a list of add-ons that gave me a number of advantages that are necessary to perform at a raiding level. Deadly boss mods that gives me alerts when specific mechanics.
It's like imagine doing all of this and then getting kicked out of the getting kicked out of the guild because they find out you're a girl. Like you spend all this time. You spend all this time downloading all these add-ons and like everything, and you put in all this effort, and they find out you're a girl and they kick you out. Oh my god. Where did that come from? Oh, there's a lot of guilds that do that.
Happening in a boss fight. Weak Auras, which is a tool that allows you to download class-specific HUDs that show you which spells you need to cast and when. Raider.io, which allows you to keep track of your rating and Mythic Plus dungeon
Final
progress.
Fantasy.
Players use this to determine your worth in game. Bartender 4, which isn't completely necessary, but it allows you to have complete control over all of your actions.
Happens in Classic? No, what happened in Classic's even better. There's this guy, he's on my server. They found out he was black, and they kicked him out of the guild. So then he gets re-invited back into the guild, and they ask him if he's still black. Turns out he was. He got kicked out again. That's the way it goes. Yep, no fucking way. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Rain, it was not rain. It was not rain.
Bars, including the location and size, so that I could have a cleaner screen during the boss fight. Plater, which is a nameplate manager that I could use to easily distinguish ads from bosses, and customize alerts for health percentages on each enemy. And Details, a DPS meter that would allow me to make sure I was pumping DPS. If not, I needed to practice my class more and pump more damage. And there are more.
I love how people say, like, there's people in chat, that never happened, not a real story. Okay, so here's the video, right? Here's the link, and here's the screenshots right here. I was randomly invited to join this guild in Ferlina called Pirates. I was immediately kicked when I asked them to kick out a racist person, posted I hated black people in chat. A week later, I get another invite to the guild. I was confused, but I still joined just to see that this was about. Immediately get called okay, I'm not going to say that. That's a racial slur. And guild kicked. Why does Blizzard allow this? So these are the screenshots of the messages here, and this is where it happened. Right, literally right there. So this is the screenshot. This is where it happened. Okay, now I'm just making sure we see this. Yep, still black. And then they kicked them out again, just like what I said. Now, I know we're just gonna extend this a little bit more. So, that never happened. Well, stop lying. I want a sorry. I want a sorry in chat right now. I want a sorry. Go ahead. Yep, I want you to say sorry. Sorry for doubting you, Asmongold. To doubt your integrity of being a news source. To be accurate in all cases, and to never lie. I want that in chat or you're banned. I'm not gonna actually ban you, but you know, it is what it is. I'm sorry for doubting. That's not you. That wasn't you. Well, let's see here. Is there any messages? You were right. I'm sorry, Daddy. It's fine. Everybody makes mistakes. Except me, apparently. Let's watch the video again. That's very true.
More add-ons that are needed if you are a healer or a tank. All of this just to join my guild in our attempt to complete the entry-level difficulty for Castle Nathria.
Yeah, it's insane. And by the way, like, I just want people to know that that shit's real. Like, this isn't like some kind of like weird SJW. Like, oh wow, they said that like I told them that my gender was a deer and they kicked me out because I did low damage. I can't believe that they are racist. Like, this isn't. That's not what's happening. Like, it's actual.
Yeah.
It's pre-recorded. It's just like shit you need to skip.
Yeah. It's like when the lights go down in the theater. That's when like the intro thing plays. Yeah.
Okay. Well, back to the actual question I have. Now that we've settled that intros are okay now.
Yeah.
Morally and ontologically.
Yeah.
Music. Do you have a preference?
I don't know. I mean, I like mathy, rocky stuff, but I don't know if that works well for like a intro.
You like rock? Like older rock, like AC/DC?
No, I'm not a boomer, and we're not doing a show for conservatives, so.
Well, I wouldn't do rock, even if that's what you liked, in fairness.
Dude,
Do you like hip hop? Do you like old R&B? Do you like more of electronic?
Well, if you're thinking about it from a branding perspective, it has to be something that's probably appropriate for the format. Hip hop and all that is probably rap is not going to be appropriate for a political
rap
podcast.
Wouldn't be okay.
Rock
Hip-hop
is okay, but the rock is more associated with conservative shows than whatever the fuck
And
we're doing.
boomers. It's super boomer.
And boomer, yeah.
You do alt rock, but alt rock's too slow usually. And I hate EDM.
Just do like just get like a little jazzy bluesy thing made up or whatever. I think that's cute. Yeah.
Jazz?
A
Do you like
jazzy,
jazz?
jazzy.
Jazzy.
What do you mean do I like jazz? I went to
bluesy?
college for saxophone. What do you mean do I like jazz?
Saxophone. Yeah, but you failed out of college, so.
Yeah, okay. And well, hey,
doesn't
at
mean
least
I
I admit
believe that
that.
you
And I
like
don't
jazz.
make up degrees all the time, okay, to sell shit to people online, okay, to
You
promote
should
my
try
YouTube
it.
channel.
You should try it. It's
Yeah,
been
I
extremely.
would, but
yeah,
I don't want
so
to get
rich now.
destroyed by President Run Day, okay? Yeah.
You already did. Didn't he get that like trending tweet of you about
Nope.
how you are basically a conservative? 7K likes or something like that?
7,000 likes. Holy shit. I'm glad I could be this guy's fucking highlight of his existence. Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, I don't know, something jazzy, bluesy, something. We should commission Bad Bad Not Good to make an intro. Yeah, go find those guys.
Okay. Jazzy and bluesy. Got it. So you also don't like electronic. That's good.
Not that much, yeah. Wait, do you have somebody to write the song?
I'm gonna just do.
We want to take you live right now. You see R. Kelly in Chicago. He's just been released from jail. Let's listen in.
Thanks for the order, guys. I promise you, we're going to straighten all of this stuff out. That's all I can say right now. I promise you.
Anything your fans? Anything you'd like?
I love my fans. Thanks for sticking there with me. Thank you guys for the order. I love y'all fans.
We want to take you live right now. You see
Dressing fully as a gang member to get my uncle's reaction.
Damn, homie took forever to get in my blood. Damn. Good, Damu. It's good. Where we going? I was gonna tell you, can we go by the hood real quick? Dog, what are you doing, homie? Don't tell me you came here to fuck with me again, dog. Don't tell me you came with a costume on to come fuck with me again, dog. It's not no costume, blood. Oh. Blood? Yeah, we're going to the hood. Homie, what kind of blood has skeet drops coming out of his mouth? I earned these, fool. Don't disrespect me. I'm sure you earned them, homie. Trust me, I'm sure you earned them. What the Oh, hell nah, dog. Lucky my boy. You can touch me. Homie, like what kind of gangster walks around with a big ass bear paw tattooed on his face? That's a dog paw, fool. Dog. Come on, bro. Dog paw, blood. Homie, listen. Take that shit off, dog. You ain't gangster. You ain't from no.
Dressing fully as a gang member to get my uncle's reaction.
All DPS / roll for a kick. Lowest gets kicked.
Like, yo, is Sony trolling, dude?
I bet Peyo's freaking out right now.
I swear, with that.
GL with the tourney, my little piece of Sheeta.
I'm not trolling. Is Sony has to be. Is he trolling, dude?
Peyo, please roll.
I swear, if I lose, I. Wait, is that a joke, dude?
All DPS / roll for a kick. Lowest gets kicked.
Like, yo, is Sony trolling, dude?
Hold on,
I bet Peyo's freaking out right now.
I swear.
Soft. Everything's staccato now. Dig in. Softer. Can I get another solo, my boy? Yeah.
300-day dry age, almost a year. I'm not even sure if this thing's edible. We'll find out.
This entire thing was an accident, but we're gonna see how it goes. I threw it in last September and completely forgot about it.
It's rock hard. Bread knife for this? I'll use a real knife. Oh man, that coloring is just sketchy, man. And the holes in the meat, even blue over here a little bit. Oh no. Well, we're gonna send it. Cutting off that pellicle. This is what we're left with. No seasoning, nothing. Fat side down first. Oh, that sear looks good though. Look at that crust. I don't know why, but it's searing so well for some reason. Coloring. Ooh, I don't like that. Send a prayer my way.
You know, Jack, I was thinking, I don't think 300 days was long enough.
300-day dry age, almost a year. I'm not even sure if this thing's edible. We'll find out.
This entire thing was an accident, but we're gonna see how it goes. I threw it in last September and completely forgot about it.
It's rock hard. Bread knife for this? I'll use a real knife. Oh man, that coloring is just sketchy, man. And the holes in the meat, even blue over here a little bit. Oh no. Well, we're gonna send it. Cutting off that pellicle. This is what we're left with. No seasoning, nothing. Fat side down first. Oh, that sear looks good though. Look at that crust. I don't know why, but it's searing so well for some reason. Coloring. Oh, I don't like that. Send a prayer my way.
You know, Jack, I was thinking, I don't think 300 days was long enough.
300-day dry age. Almost a year. I'm not even sure if this thing's edible. We'll find out. This entire thing was an accident, but we're gonna see how it goes. I threw it in last September and completely forgot about it. It's rock hard. Bread knife for this. I'll use a real knife. Oh man, that coloring is just sketchy, man. And the holes in the meat, even blue over here a little bit. Oh no. Well, we're gonna send it. Cutting off that pellicle. This is what we're left with. No seasoning, nothing. Fat side down first. Oh, that sear looks good though. Look at that crust. I don't know why, but it's searing so well for some reason. Coloring. Oh, I don't like that. Send a prayer my way.
No.
Hey, do you guys buy stuff?
We buy stuff. What have you got for me?
Well, I have this. I don't know if it's worth anything.
Of course, of course.
I think it's like 9 carat. I don't know if that's any good.
Why do you think it's 9 carat?
Because it has like a little, it has the mark.
Come on, you got some knowledge. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And I think you're dead on right. Yeah, it's 9 carat. And how come you're selling it?
Just don't want it.
And where have you got it from?
A mate gave it to me a few years back.
It's a good present. Unfortunately, it will, because if you see the clasp, how it sits there, obviously all the chains we sell in the window clasps are new pretty much. It's normally spring back. See that it sits, it shouldn't do that.
Oh.
Do you have any rough idea price wise?
No.
230? To around 230?
Pounds?
Pounds.
Really?
Yeah, well, what do you think?
I don't want to say now.
Why?
Because I thought it would be like a tenner.
No, it's worth it. It's gold. It's gold, you know, so it's worth way more than that. You want that?
Yes, please.
Yeah, no.
Hey, do you guys buy stuff?
We buy stuff. What have you got for me?
Well, I have this. I don't know if it's worth anything.
Of course, of course.
I think it's like 9 carat. I don't know if that's any good.
Why do you think it's 9 carat?
Because it has like a little, it has the mark.
Come on, you got some knowledge. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And I think you're dead on right. Yeah, it's 9 carat. And how come you're selling it?
Just don't want it.
And where have you got it from?
A mate gave it to me a few years back.
It's a good present. Unfortunately, it will, because if you see the clasp, how it sits there, obviously all the chains we sell in the window clasps are new pretty much. It's normally spring back. See that it sits, it shouldn't do that.
Oh.
Do you have any rough idea price wise?
No.
230? To around 230?
Pounds?
Pounds.
Really?
Yeah, well, what do you think?
I don't want to say now.
Why?
Because I thought it would be like a tenner.
No, it's worth it. It's gold. It's gold, you know, so it's worth way more than that. You want that?
Yes, please.
Yeah, no.
Hey, do you guys buy stuff?
We buy stuff. What have you got for me?
Well, I have this. I don't know if it's worth anything.
Of course, of course.
I think it's like 9 carat. I don't know if that's any good.
Why do you think it's 9 carat?
Because it has like a little, it has the mark.
Come on, you got some knowledge. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And I think you're dead on right. Yeah, it's 9 carat. And how come you're selling it?
Just don't want it.
And where have you got it from?
A mate gave it to me a few years back.
It's a good present. Unfortunately, it will, because if you see the clasp, how it sits there, obviously all the chains we sell in the window clasps are new pretty much. It's normally spring back. See that it sits, it shouldn't do that.
Oh.
Do you have any rough idea price wise?
No.
230? To around 230?
Pounds?
Pounds.
Really?
Yeah, well, what do you think?
I don't want to say now.
Why?
Because I thought it would be like a tenner.
No, it's worth it. It's gold. It's gold, you know, so it's worth way more than that. You want that?
Yes, please.
Yeah, no.
Hey, do you guys buy stuff?
We buy stuff. What have you got for me?
Well, I have this. I don't know if it's worth anything.
Of course, of course.
I think it's like 9 carat. I don't know if that's any good.
Why do you think it's 9 carat?
I just bought a watch. It's called a Patek O'Rips. It's a reference number 3548. I don't know anybody who's gonna buy this thing except for Danny, so I bought him a fucking bottle of Classe Azul.
Nice. What's up? You good?
Yes.
What's up? What's up, man?
Got you a little something, nothing crazy.
Oh, yeah. For a Tuesday? See that.
What are these going for? Like 15 grand, right?
If I sell them, sure. Yeah. If I sell them.
Oh, so you have no problem paying 13.5 then, right? I was just fucking with you.
Okay, so what are you asking?
Give me 12,350.
Yeah. 10? we do 10?
11-8. 11-8 is good enough for me.
10-3?
No, stop.
Come on.
No. You're not the only one that buys these. Larry. Maybe I'll just start calling Larry up. Phone's ringing.
Does the price go up with the answers?
I might undo the deal. 11-2.
11.
Yes, right. 11.
Price goes down after.
Woo! I just bought a watch. It's called a Patek O'Rix. It's a reference number 3548. I don't know anybody who's gonna buy this thing except for Danny, so I bought him a fucking bottle of Classe Azul.
Nice. What's up? You good?
Yes.
What's up? What's up, man?
Got you a little something, nothing crazy.
Oh, yeah. For a Tuesday? See that.
What are these going for? Like 15 grand, right?
If I sell them, sure. Yeah. If I sell
Oh,
them,
so you have no problem paying 13.5 then, right? I was just fucking with you.
Okay, so what are you asking?
Give me 12,350.
Yeah. 10? Can we do 10?
11-8. 11-8 is good enough for me.
10-3?
No, stop.
Come on.
No. You're not the only one that buys these. Larry. Maybe I'll just start calling Larry up. Phone's ringing.
Does the price go up with the answers?
I might undo the deal. 11-2.
11.
Yes, right. 11.
Price goes down after.
Woo! I just bought a watch. It's called a Patek O'Rix. It's a reference number 3548. I don't know anybody who's gonna buy this thing except for Danny, so I bought him a fucking bottle of Classe Azul.
Nice. What's up? You good?
Yes.
What's up? What's up, man?
Got you a little something, nothing crazy.
Oh, yeah. For a Tuesday? See that.
What are these going for? Like 15 grand, right?
If I sell them, sure. Yeah. If I sell
Oh,
them,
so you have no problem paying 13.5 then, right? I was just fucking with you.
Okay, so what are you asking?
Give me 12,350.
Yeah. 10? Can we do 10?
11-8. 11-8 is good enough for me.
10-3?
No, stop.
Come on.
No. You're not the only one that buys these. Larry. Maybe I'll just start calling Larry up. Phone's ringing.
Does the price go up with the answers?
I might undo the deal. 11-2.
11.
Yes, right. 11.
Price goes down after.
Woo!
So I'm gonna make a quick freestyle real quick.
Hey, what up, bro?
I feel like it's too slow. What's this? Okay, we got it. We'll take it. Alright, hold on. Funny to me. It's funny to me, I say you a G, no doing no friends. It's funny to me, I say you a G, don't follow no trends, ain't pushing no P. 100 on me, ain't nothing for free. I'm popping my nigga like chicken in grease. My ad-libs. Hold up. G, don't follow no trends, ain't pushing no P. 100 on me, ain't nothing for free. I'm popping my nigga like chicken in grease. My pockets are steep, my money is deep. Like my chick Brown and Lil Petite. Going OD, make money OT. Gotta watch you say, cause they saving receipts. Don't care about who you with. Don't care about what you hit. I'm gonna say this shit proudly, I got it in the app. So I'm gonna make a quick freestyle real quick. It's alright. I feel like it's too slow. What's this? Okay, we got it. We'll take it. Alright, hold on. Funny to me. It's funny to me, I say you a G, no doing no friends. It's funny to me, I say you a G, don't follow no trends, ain't pushing no P. 100 on me, ain't nothing for free. I'm popping my nigga like chicken in grease. My ad-libs. Hold up. G, don't follow no trends, ain't pushing no P. 100 on me, ain't nothing for free. I'm popping my nigga like chicken in grease. My pockets are steep, my money is deep. Like my chick Brown and Lil Petite. Going OD, make money OT. Gotta watch you say, cause they saving receipts. Don't care about who you with. Don't care about what you hit. I'm gonna say this shit proudly, I got it in the app. So I'm gonna make a quick freestyle real quick. It's alright. I feel like it's too slow. What's this? Okay, we got it. We'll take it. Alright, hold on. Funny to me. It's funny to me, I say you a G, no doing no friends. It's funny to me, I say you a G, don't follow no trends, ain't pushing no P. 100 on me, ain't nothing for free. I'm popping my nigga like chicken in grease. My ad-libs. Hold up. G, don't follow no trends, ain't pushing no P. 100 on me, ain't nothing for free. I'm popping my nigga like chicken and grease. My pockets are steep, my money is deep. Like my chick Brown and Lil Petite. Going OD, make money OT. Gotta watch what you say, cause they saving receipts. Don't care about who you with. Don't care about what you hit. I'm gonna say this shit proudly, I got it in the app. So I'ma make a
Alright, I just need a not No Nova the Hodge. Fuck! I'm completely tapped. I'm dead. Let's get a little bit in the Novak. Wait, he's going too though. Resist? Are you fucking shitting me? No. 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 You bubbled! You cheated, man! You told me you wouldn't bubble! You're not gonna... You told me you wouldn't bubble, man!
Here's how you make chicken shawarma for weight loss. I have no doubt in my mind you are going to love this. For this recipe, we're going to be using chicken breast and thighs. I want you to slice up the chicken breast a little thicker than the thigh, just so they don't dry out by the time the chicken thighs cook. To our sliced up meat, we're going to go in with a little bit of tomato paste, a little turmeric and cumin, ground clove and coriander. Then we're going to do a little allspice and cardamom. Then we finish with garlic, onion, paprika, salt, and pepper. Gonna give this a tiny splash of white vinegar, and then we're just going to mix and marinate until we lose patience. Introduce the chicken to a lightly oiled pan, then just spread it out and let it get nice and crusty like you. I like to deglaze the toast of spices with a little water, and you should have beautifully moist chicken like this. Now to some low-fat yogurt, I'm gonna add some light mayo. Then I'm gonna squeeze in a little garlic paste for just a very simple low-calorie tune. I know this is not traditional or authentic, but you'll be surprised how easy and delicious this is. We're gonna smear down a low-carb tortilla, a couple slices of pickles, then we're gonna load it up with our shawarma meat. I want you to just roll them up and toast them seam side down. You're looking at 350 calories and about 45 grams of protein. And as always, na bismillah. Here's how you make chicken shawarma for weight loss. I have no doubt in my mind.
What is minimum order quantity for a hot like this?
I'm good. So I don't really got nothing to say, but I love you so much. You're so cute.
I love you too.
Hitman got something to say. Bye, y'all.
My team is fangirling over here.
What's up, OG? A lot of us consider you the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? One of the best of all time. So I got a quick question. So one of them guys just magically appeared in front of you and said, Cat, if I put you on unlimited tours, but you gotta open up for Kevin Hart for the rest of your career, and if you decline, he gonna take every dollar out your account. You gotta be broke for the rest of your career. Which one would you
I've been
pick?
broke 4 times already. I keep doing this.
I'm good. So I don't really got nothing to say, but I love you so much. You're so cute.
I love you too.
Hitman got something to say. Bye, y'all.
My team is fangirling over here.
What's up, OG? A lot of us consider you the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? One of the best of all time. So I got a quick question. So one of them guys just magically appeared in front of you and said, Cat, if I put you on unlimited tours, but you gotta open up for Kevin Hart for the rest of your career, and if you decline, he gonna take every dollar out your account. You gotta be broke for the rest of your career. Which one would you
I've been
pick?
broke 4 times already. I keep doing this.
I'm good. So I don't really got nothing to say, but I love you so much. You're so cute.
I love you too.
Får I lige et rigtig godt tip til jeres skuldertræning. Når vi laver skulderpres eksempelvis, noget der er meget vigtigt, det er, at man ikke laver den fejl, at man sidder og kaster med vægten, uden at kontrollere den. Fordi det der lige pludselig sker, det er en eller anden dag, så har du ikke sovet nok, du måske trænet lidt for meget, og lige pludselig så siger det knask, så sker der en anden i skulderen, og så har du en skulderskade det næste halve år, som du skal kæmpe med mange år fremadrettet. Så når det er, vi træner, især skulderpres og faktisk generelt alle øvelser, så det er vigtigt, at det er os, som kontrollerer vægten. Det vil sige, at vi tager en smule mindre kilo på, end hvad vi normalt vil, og så sørger vi for, at vi kontrollerer vægten ned. Gerne 3 sekunder, så vi siger 1, 2, 3. Lille pause i bunden. Eksplosivt op. Langsomt ned. Lille pause i bunden. Eksplosivt op. På den måde, der sikrer vi os, at det er os, som kontrollerer vægten. Vi sikrer os, at vi aktiverer de rigtige muskler. Og på den måde, skulder til fucking op. Nu får I lige et rigtig, rigtig godt tip til jeres skuldertræning. Når vi laver skulderpres, eksempelvis. Noget, der er meget, 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 meget vigtigt, det er, at man ikke laver den fejl, at man sidder og kaster med vægten, uden at kontrollere den. Fordi det, der lige pludselig sker, det er en eller anden dag, så har du ikke sovet nok, du måske træner lidt for meget, og lige pludselig så siger det klask, så sker der en anden i skulderen, og så har du en skulderskade det næste halve år, som du skal kæmpe med mange år fremadrettet. Så når det er, vi træner, især skulderpres og faktisk generelt alle øvelser, så det er vigtigt, at det er os, som kontrollerer vægten. Det vil sige, at vi tager en smule mindre kilo på, end hvad vi normalt vil, og så sørger vi for, at vi kontrollerer vægten ned. Gerne 3 sekunder, så vi siger 1, 2, 3. Lille pause i bunden. Eksplosivt op. Langsomt ned. Lille pause i bunden. Eksplosivt op. På den måde, der sikrer vi os, at det er os, som kontrollerer vægten. Vi sikrer os, at vi aktiverer de rigtige muskler. Og på den måde, skulder til fucking op. Nu får I lige et rigtig, rigtig godt tip til jeres skuldertræning. Når vi laver skulderpres, eksempelvis. Noget, der er meget, 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 meget vigtigt, det er, at man ikke laver den fejl, at man sidder og kaster med vægten, uden at kontrollere den. Fordi det, der lige pludselig sker, det er en eller anden dag, så har du ikke sovet nok, du måske træner lidt for meget, og lige pludselig så siger det klask, så sker der en anden i skulderen, og så har du en skulderskade det næste halve år, som du skal kæmpe med mange år fremadrettet. Så når det er, vi træner, især skulderpres og faktisk generelt alle øvelser, så det er vigtigt, at det er os, som kontrollerer vægten. Det vil sige, at vi tager en smule mindre kilo på, end hvad vi normalt vil, og så sørger vi for, at vi kontrollerer vægten ned. Gerne 3 sekunder, så vi siger 1, 2, 3. Lille pause i bunden. Eksplosivt op. Langsomt ned. Lille pause i bunden. Eksplosivt op. På den måde, der sikrer vi os, at det er os, som kontrollerer vægten. Vi sikrer os, at vi aktiverer de rigtige muskler. Og på den måde, skulder til fucking op. Nu får I lige et rigtig, rigtig godt tip til jeres skuldertræning. Når vi laver skulderpres, eksempelvis. Noget, der er meget, 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 meget vigtigt, det er, at man ikke laver den fejl, at man sidder og kaster med vægten, uden at kontrollere den. Fordi det, der lige pludselig sker, det er en eller anden dag, så har du ikke sovet nok, du måske træner lidt for meget, og lige pludselig så siger det klask, så sker der en anden i skulderen, og så har du en skulderskade det næste halve år, som du skal kæmpe med mange år fremadrettet. Så når det er, vi træner, især skulderpres og faktisk generelt alle øvelser, så det er vigtigt, at det er os, som kontrollerer vægten. Det vil sige, at vi tager en smule mindre kilo på, end hvad vi normalt vil, og så sørger vi for, at vi kontrollerer vægten ned. Gerne 3 sekunder, så vi siger 1, 2, 3. Lille pause i bunden. Eksplosivt op. Langsomt ned. Lille pause i bunden. Eksplosivt op. På den måde, der sikrer vi os, at det er os, som kontrollerer vægten. Vi sikrer os, at vi aktiverer de rigtige muskler. Og på den måde, skulder til fucking op. Nu får I lige et rigtig, rigtig godt tip til jeres skuldertræning. Når vi laver skulderpres, eksempelvis. Noget, der er meget, 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 meget vigtigt, det er, at man ikke laver den fejl, at man sidder og kaster med vægten, uden at kontrollere den.
Do you know what I mean? You
Don't stop. Keep going, keep going.
You can put anything on it, like it's so infinitely powerful.
I found you beautiful. I found you explode.
All I can say is it's just totally changed the way in which I make music, which is all I do, so it's changed my life. Do you know what I mean? You
Don't stop. Keep going, keep going.
You can put anything on it, like it's so infinitely powerful.
I found you beautiful. I found you explode.
All I can say is it's just totally changed the way in which I make music, which is all I do, so it's changed my life. Do you know what I mean? You
Don't stop, keep going, keep going.
You can put anything on it, like it's so infinitely powerful.
I found you beautiful. I found you explode.
All I can say is it's just totally changed the way in which I make music, which is all I do.
How about this?
Ain't no way, dude.
Okay, make a first one. So guys, this is Canada. Okay, make a first one. So guys, this is Canada. Okay, make a first one. So guys, this is Canada. Okay, make a first one. So guys, this is Canada. Okay, make a first one. So guys, this is Canada. Okay, make a first one. So guys, this is Canada. Okay, make a first one. So guys, this.
And if people's gonna assume that I don't speak English, that's fine. That's what I do now when I get pulled over by the cops. I just pretend I don't speak English. Haven't gotten a ticket in 5 years. And
What is? Here's how you. Here's how you make chicken shawarma.
It was on. Not on. Oh. I know, you know.
Jamen, jeg kunne ikke finde dem. Jamen, hvis du mener, hvis du er 100 på, at der er nogen herhjemme, så er det lige mig, du. Så er det lige mig. Op noget. Han der stadigvæk er arrow. Jo, men det er sgu i orden. Det er jo det samme med alle biler. Det er jo ikke haft varme i sprinkleren i biler. Aldrig prøvet. Det var man nu ikke. Det kan der ingen mennesker, der gør. Ja, men jeg tænker bare, du skal holde din ekstra afstand. Det kan godt være, du føler, at det ikke har nogen at sige. Det har noget at sige, men det har jeg gør da. Men jeg ved da med garanti, at det selvfølgelig har en effekt. Selvfølgelig det sker det ved begge dele, men det sker da hyppigere. Du skal da spule meget mere, når at... Nej. Det er ikke noget, man tror på, det er bare, at du har oplevet, at du ikke kan se ud af forruden, men jeg vurderer, at det kunne jeg nok godt, hvis det var mig, men det er nok bare forskel på vores øjne. Det er der jo bare, altså, der er jo, det er fint nok, men alle kører op sådan der, der er jo ikke nogen, der har varme i... Jeg har kørt rigeligt med kilometer. Jeg tror faktisk godt, at jeg har kørt flere kilometer i min køretid end dig. Ja, okay, fair nok, men altså. Jeg tror ikke, den der bil er så meget anderledes end så mange andre, altså det er jo bare en almindelig anden. Ja, det er jo ikke sådan, at det kan godt være i min bil, at jeg sidder lidt højere, så der sidder lidt bedre, men altså, heller ikke altid. Men altså, man kan godt få den ved vinterpakke, så der er varme i. Og jeg vil sgu mere, jeg vil hellere have varme i rattet næste gang. Det er også i orden, men der er jo mig, der kan man jo selv gøre noget, skat. Altså, det er jo bare, du skal bare gå ud, og så skal du bare gå med noget lunken vand, og så hælde det på. Ej, bare en termokande med, altså jeg ved det ikke, altså det er jo en af... Det gør. Nej, det er så nok standard tid, så er det heller ikke mere galt. Der er lidt glat nogle steder, men det er der sgu ikke på vejen. Nej. Du kører sgu godt. Du kører godt i en by. Det er jo ikke noget på i. Jeg tror, du stadig snakker om, du har tvivl om du nåede frem. Jamen selvfølgelig når du der frem. Jo, der siger GPS'en. Bare følg den. Nå. Ja, altså hvis de har spærret noget, så guider de jo heller ikke derhen. Ja. Ej, en var det... Ja. Ja, også. Ja, vi har lige lidt i vaskemaskinen, vi lige skal hænge op. Nej, du er op, ligesom jeg skal op. Ja, sådan. Jeg plejer da også at stå op klokken 5:30. Jamen det plejer jeg, det der jeg plejer at stå. Ja, 5:30. Og ja, det er kun når jeg ikke er alene. Hvis jeg er alene, så kan jeg da ikke stå op klokken 6. Altså klokken 6:30 eller hvordan du tror jeg står. Hvordan skulle jeg nogensinde nå at på 3 knejder og ud i bilen alene? Det kan godt være, at den bliver 5:15 nogle gange, eller lige kvarter senere, men ja. Det er som regel 5:30, 5:45. Nej. Ja, det passer ikke. Der er det med mange dage, hvor du er hjemme, hvor jeg når lige at komme ned. Så kan det godt være, at der er nogle dage, hvor det lige er 5 minutter senere. Det er 7:20. Jeg ved ikke, hvad 7:20 det er, hvad det kører rundt i. Det passer da ikke. Altså 7:06, det er der, jeg skal køre med bilen, så det passer da ikke, at du går og kalder der. Altså, hvad skal jeg køre? Ja, altså, det tager 25 minutter at aflevere drengen. Jeg har aldrig nogensinde, at jeg står op klokken 7:06, når du skal på arbejde. Det er godt. Hej.
too shall serve. Release your rage.
I omkring 30 år har mærker som BMW, Mercedes og Audi været synonyme med performance-serier som M, AMG og RS. Biler, som altid har stået for performance og eksklusivitet, men som stadig har været velegnet til dagligdagsbrug.
De her biler, de bliver bare lige nu udfordret af elektrificeringen. Det er nemlig ikke længere svært at lave en bil, der går 0-100 på under 4 sekunder. Det kan du få ved MG for under 300.000 kroner. Og så er det faktisk også svært at genskabe den følelse, som en potent bil med en stor forbrændingsmotor og lækre gearskift kan skabe hos føreren, når man planter foden i kælderen.
Mercedes har lavet AMG-udgaver af deres EQE og EQS, og BMW har faktisk også haft stor succes med deres i4 M50.
Audi derimod, de har den her Audi RS e-tron GT. En bil, der starter ved 1,5 million kroner, og i det her trim med den her farve og det udstyr, den her pressebil nu er kommet med, på den grimme side af 1,8 millioner kroner. Det er naturligvis, som priserne ser ud her i januar måned 2024. Den her type biler har egentlig bare det problem, om de egentlig stadigvæk er berettiget til at være her. Fordi en almindelig elbilkunde synes ikke, at sådan en bil her, den er ret elbilagtig. Den bruger måske lidt meget strøm, og den virker ikke som sådan en elbil, som man måske kender. Det kunne være en Tesla. Og den traditionelle Audi RS-kunde synes måske bare, at der mangler en forbrændingsmotor. Videoen her er bragt til dig i samarbejde med Keretech. Keretech er eksperter i dæk og fælge til elbiler. Husk, der ligger et relevant link i videobeskrivelsen, og at du allerbedst støtter mig ved at benytte mine samarbejdspartnere. I videobeskrivelsen der finder du også links til alt muligt andet spændende. Det kunne være min shop, hvis du kunne tænke dig at få en fed elbil-t-shirt her til foråret i en rigtig lækker kvalitet. Der giver udtryk for, at du er vild med din elbil. Du kan jo også få en kaffekop med samme udtryk.
Det her er en Audi RS e-tron GT. En elektrisk Grand Tour, altså en bil, som Audi med navngivningen fortæller, er den mest grove udgave af en e-tron GT. Bilen er langt hen ad vejen teknisk identisk med en Porsche Taycan Turbo. De kører på den samme dedikerede elbilplatform, dog har bilerne nogle forskelligheder, som jeg ikke kommer ind på i den her video.
Dog vil jeg sige, at Audi e-tron GT i min optik er den smukkeste mellem Porsche Taycan og Audi e-tron GT, på trods af, at Porschen faktisk er lidt lavere og faktisk også en lille my bredere. Hvis jeg skulle vælge en yndlingsvinkel og anskue en e-tron GT fra, så er det den, du får her. Her, skråt bagfra, der synes jeg altså, at hækken på den her bil, det gør altså bare bilen til en ægte smuksak. Så er der selvfølgelig RS-skiltet her. RS, det er det Audi skriver på de groveste biler, der kommer ud af enkeltstart. RS, det står for Rennsport. Men hvis det er sådan, man lige hurtigt skal kigge på, hvad RS egentlig er for en størrelse, så kan man starte med at graduere Audis biler i 3 forskellige niveauer, kan man sige. Der er sådan de almindelige basisbiler, det der, du kan købe en Q4 og så videre, og så videre. Og så kan du lige gå skridtet op, og så kan du købe de biler, der hedder S. En S4 for eksempel. Det er sportmodellerne. RS, det står jo som nævnt for Rennsport eller Racing Sport, altså så groft som overhovedet muligt, samtidig med, at det som nævnt i begyndelsen af videoen stadigvæk kan bruges til ganske almindelig hverdagskørsel.
Bilen har også 4-hjulsstyring. Det fungerer på den måde, at der sidder en elektromotor og en spindel på bagakslen, som kan dreje baghjulene med op til 5 grader. Ved lave hastigheder, så drejer baghjulene modsat retning af forhjulene lidt som en knækstyret havetraktor. Ved højere hastigheder drejer baghjulene i samme retning som forhjulene for at stabilisere bilen. Hækspoileren, den aktiveres automatisk ved 90 km/t, og deaktiveres igen ved 70 km/t. Så er der batteriet. Det er et termostyret batteri med koboltholdig kemi. Bruttokapaciteten er 93,4 kWh, netto 83,7 kWh. Batteriet har en 800 volts arkitektur, som gør bilen i stand til at lade fra 5 til 80% på 22,5 minut med et peak på 270 kW.
Når du kommer ind i kabinen på RS e-tron GT, jamen, så er det jo bare et mega lækkert sted at være. Der er Alcantara, lækre materialer over det hele. Det skal så lige siges, at den her loftbeklædning, det er altså et tilvalg til over 28.000 kroner. Det her monsterlækre Alcantara-ret, det ser det faktisk ud til, at der ikke er varme i. Jeg har i hvert fald ikke kunne finde det på Audis hjemmeside. Jeg har heller ikke kunne finde knappen i bilen. Så er der så det her kulfiber materiale, som er i kabinen her også. Super lækkert. Det er jo sådan, at du har jo centerskærmen her. Så har du selvfølgelig den midterste skærm her, og så har du faktisk også noget udlæsning til klimaanlæg. Der er nogle fysiske knapper her også til både sædevarm, sædekøl, selvfølgelig også et tilvalg. Hernede din Drive Select og gearskifteren her. Her styrer du også radioen. Noget af det, der også er rigtig lækkert, hvis vi går ind i indstillinger en gang, så kan man faktisk ændre sin visning i det her Virtual Cockpit. Lige nu, der kører jeg det her e-transportprogram, og det er sådan det, jeg bedst kan lide, fordi der har jeg sådan det, jeg tættest kommer på det, der minder om en almindelig elbil, kan man sige, hvor jeg står 0% her, 100% her, men jeg får ikke tallet i state of charge i procent. Det kan jeg ikke finde i en Audi som den her. Så kan du så ændre til nogle andre visninger, og der kan du så igen ændre noget visning, så det ser, ja, altså, det er meget audisk. Noget af det, der måske er knap så imponerende, det er Audis MMI. Det er ved at være et aldrende system. Og men det egentlig fungerer rigtig fint, det er okay responsivt, så er MMI altså multimedia interface fra Audi. Det er ved at virke en lille smule uddateret og lidt gammeldags. Går vi i navigationen, så ganske kort, ja, du får en estimeret state of charge, når du navigerer mod det, som Audi kalder en HPC charger, altså high power charger, jamen for eksempel Ioniq til Fredericia, jamen så konditionerer den også batteriet, alle de her ting. Jeg laver en video mere med den her bil, hvor jeg tester bilen på langtur, tester softwaren sådan i ægte brug. Det glæder jeg mig alt sammen til. Men generelt så er MMI'en måske sådan noget af det, som er lidt svagere i en Audi. I min optik, i dag i hvert fald. B&O-anlæg i bilen her. Jeg vil egentlig sige, at det der B&O-anlæg, det har sådan noget 3D surround-effekt og sådan noget. Det lyder meget bling. Men hvis du piller alt det af, alle de her lydeffekter, som jeg ikke bryder mig om, bliver tilført, jamen så lyder anlægget fint velafbalanceret, men ikke som noget særligt. Ellers masser af fysiske knapper, layout med flere skærme. Audi har på alle mulige måder forsøgt at lave en bil, der bare minder om en ganske almindelig superfed Audi og ikke som en decideret elbil. På bagsædet af RS e-tron GT, jamen der får du faktisk også indtryk af, at det er et lækkert sted at være. Det er selvfølgelig en lille bit smule cramped, lidt mørkt, men det er også sådan meget intenst på en eller anden måde. Jeg kan egentlig godt lide det. Du får som bagsædepassager masser af glæde af glas panoramataget her, som jeg i hvert fald sætter stor pris på. Noget andet, jeg sætter stor pris på, det er noget, hvor Audi og Porsche-ingeniørerne, de lige har lagt sig lidt i selen. Et typisk problem ved elbiler er jo, at traktionsbatteriet som oftest ligger i bunden. Og det gør selvfølgelig, at man rigtig ofte sidder lidt højt med benene, når man sidder på bagsædet. Og det gør du ikke, fordi batteriet i den her bil består af 33 moduler, hvoraf kun de 30 ligger nede i bunden. Så har man fjernet 3 moduler og lagt dem op under bagsædet i stedet for. Til gengæld, så har man så fjernet dem hernede, hvor man har fødderne, således så dine fødder de er i samme højde, som de vil være i en bil med en forbrændingsmotor. Bilen her er jo bygget på en dedikeret elbilplatform, den her J1-platform, som både Taycan og e-tron GT kører på. Og alligevel så har du nok primært kvæg, at de laver det her cutout, hvor de fjerner batterierne, så har du altså stadigvæk noget kabangtunnel her. Det her, det er i min optik, på trods af, at der er 5 sikkerhedsseler, så er det altså en bil til 4 personer.
For at runde de sidste praktikaliteter, kan jeg fortælle dig, at bagagerummet måske er lige til den lille side, når man tænker på, at det her det er en GT-bil med plads til 4 personer. Til gengæld får du en stor og meget anvendelig frunk. Dog har bilen ikke mulighed for træk, hvilket dog for biltypen nok også er forholdsvis irrelevant. Bilen kommer standard med varmepumpe og skal til service hvert andet år, uafhængigt af kilometerantal.
Bag rattet i RS e-tron GT, så bliver man glad. Den her bil, den kører så ustyrligt fedt. Det er en af de mest, måske den mest velkørende, når vi snakker styreglade og så videre elbil, jeg har kørt, i hvert fald i nyere tid. Noget andet, der er, det er jo assistentsystemerne. Det virker bare så smooth. Du lægger ikke mærke til, at de er der. Jeg er godt klar over, at en bil som den her egentlig ikke handler om assistentsystemer. Den her, den har den store assistentpakke, og det betyder altså, at inden du kører ind i en by, jamen, så tager bilen farten af, så du rammer byskiltet med 50 km/t. Alt fungerer godt. Autostyringen, det fungerer lækkert. Der er simpelthen ikke en finger at sætte på noget som helst. Noget andet, der er knap så godt, det er one pedal drive. Det er simpelthen ikke eksisterende. Du har skiftepedaler her bagved. Det er max 64, 62, 60 km/t, 59, 58. Det er til grin. Jeg havde faktisk fat i Audi og sige, er der en indstilling, jeg har glemt? Er der et sted, hvor man kan aktivere noget mere rekuperation, altså sådan eller one pedal drive? Det er der ikke. Men det her, du får fra skiftepedalerne, altså de kunne lige så godt have sparet det væk. Det har ingen gang på jord. Noget andet, der også er i bilen her, det er altid fake lyd. Nu kan jeg lige prøve at sætte den i efficiency. Der siger den mindst. Der gik den også lige i andet gear, kunne jeg mærke. Nu går jeg lige i dynamic, for jeg vil gerne have noget varme i batteriet også. Dynamic der. For det første, så kunne man lige mærke, at den lige sprang ned i første gear. Der er et enkelt gearskift. Bilen har jo en gearkasse på bagakslen, hvilket er mega fedt. Den skifter gear lige omkring 100 km/t, hvis du klapper til den. Det skal jeg nok prøve om lidt i videoen. Men det der er, det er lydbilledet. Du får simpelthen et lydbillede. Prøv at høre. Wow. Kom måske til at køre lidt for stærkt der. Det lyder sådan lidt som et rumskib. Og det er her, at Audi bevæger sig på en knivsæg. Fordi dem, der er vant til, altså kan man sige, de klassiske e-tron GT-kunder, de er vant til lyden af en lad os sige, en RS6'er for eksempel, en stor fed V8 og så videre. Og elbilkunderne er måske ikke så meget til det her, og du kan ikke slå lyden helt fra, hvilket også giver en lille udfordring, når vi skal lave støjmåling i kabinen om lidt. Men hvad synes jeg om den her falske lyd? Jeg kan faktisk godt lide den, fordi den er programmeret mega godt. Du fornemmer ligesom, at når du trykker til den, jamen, så støjer den mere. Lidt ligesom, at du kan høre en fossil motor, der arbejder hårdt, når den for eksempel får bundgas ved 4.000 omdrejninger og sådan noget. Jeg synes, det er mega fedt at køre med. Og faktisk vil jeg så også sige, at langt de fleste performancebiler de sidste i hvert fald 10 år med forbrændingsmotor, de har også haft falsk lyd. Det er sådan, at på rigtig mange ingeniørgange hos tyske bilproducenter, både BMW, Audi, Mercedes, Folkevogn osv., der er der en dør på den gang, hvor der står NVH. Det står for Noise, Vibration og Harshness. Og det er simpelthen der sidder nogle ingeniører og gør bilen sjovere at køre, påvirker dine følelser. Men faktisk er det også sådan, at jeg mener blandt andet, det er en Golf R, at der er der vibration af ratstammen. Det vil sige, at du mærker lyden op i rattet, for eksempel. Men det er en knivsæg, de bevæger sig på, fordi altså, en elbil kan jo være ekstremt støjsvag, den kan være ekstremt komfortabel, men det er ikke det, den her bil handler om. Forleden aften kørte jeg i øvrigt også lidt nattekørsel, og de her laserlys, der er på den her bil. Hold nu kaj, der er knald på. Jeg har sagt det før, det er altid lidt svært at illustrere, fordi at hvis man skruer op for blænden på et kamera, så ser selv de ringeste biler ud til at have fantastisk lys. Så jeg har forsøgt at illustrere det så nogenlunde, som det ser ud, men jeg rammer den aldrig nogensinde ordentligt. Jeg kan bare fortælle dig, at forlygterne på den her bil, de er absurd gode. En anden ting med bilen her, det er, at nu er det jo vinter lige nu. Vi ligger i 3 graders varme, og det har frosset en del her på det seneste. Og derfor så har jeg har ikke rigtig presset den gennem sving og så videre. Men noget af det, jeg bare kan mærke ved at køre den fuldstændig almindelig, og måske lidt frisk en gang imellem, det er, at den ligger fuldstændig episk på vejen. Og det er faktisk sådan, at den her bil, den har samme tyngdepunkt som en Audi R8. Noget andet, jeg også gerne lige vil bruge et øjeblik på at tale om, det er undervognen på bilen. Bilen her, den kommer på luftundervogn. Det er sådan en trekammeret luftundervogn med adaptive dæmper og så videre. Det fungerer super lækkert. Det gør i princippet, at hvis man går ind i Audi Drive Select her og sætter den over i komfort for eksempel, jamen så bliver den mere smooth. Du mærker underlaget mindre. Hvorimod, at når man går i Dynamic for eksempel, jamen så bliver den sådan lidt mere sat op til sjov. På referencestrækningen her, der er det, jeg måler støjniveauet i kabinen. Det, der er med en RS e-tron GT, og jeg mindes egentlig også, tror jeg, den almindelige e-tron GT, det er, at du kan ikke slukke for det her lydbillede i bilen. Det laveste niveau, man kan sætte, det er, når man sætter bilen i efficiency mode. Det prøver jeg lige. Jeg ved ikke, om man kunne høre det, men noget af lydbilledet er væk nu. Så nu prøver jeg lige at tie stille et øjeblik, og så ser vi, hvor den ender. ...61 dB, det er i hvert fald godkendt, særligt når man skal tage højde for, at den stadigvæk summer en lille smule i højtaleren. Man kan heller ikke køre RS e-tron GT uden at tale drivlinjer. Bilen her, en RS e-tron GT, den kører med firehjulstræk, det gør den almindelige e-tron GT også. Bilerne har altid 2 motorer, en på forakslen og en på bagakslen. Det er permanent magnetmotorer, både i for og i bag. Den forreste motor, det er den samme, uanset om du kører RS-modellen eller om du kører den almindelige e-tron GT. Den yder 175 kW. Motoren i bag i den her RS'er, den er kraftigere, den er større. Den yder 335 kW. Det giver en samlet systemydelse på 440 kW. Det svarer til 598 hestekræfter. Men bilen her, den har også sådan et boost mode. Det har den almindelige e-tron GT også. Så i 2,5 sekund, og det vil altså sige, specielt når du launcher bilen, for eksempel i dynamic mode, jamen så giver den dig noget ekstra effekt. Så hæver den effekten til 475 kW. Det svarer til 646 hestekræfter og 830 Nm. Det er så her, bilen kan gå 0-100 på 8,3 sekunder. Og det skal vi selvfølgelig nok prøve lige om lidt. Det, der så ydermere er ved bilen her, det er, at den kører med en gearkasse på bagakslen. Den har simpelthen en 2-trins gearkasse på bagakslen. Den skifter gear lige omkring 100 km i timen. Og det gør altså, at den her bil, på trods af, at du kan finde Tesla Model 3 Performance biler som MG4 X-Power for eksempel, vil være med den her bil fra 0 til 100. Jamen, så når den her
Okay, y'all, not Ricky Smiley and Cedric the Entertainer teaming up to try and take Cat Williams down. The streets are saying that Cedric and Ricky are tired of receiving some heat because of Cat Williams, and they're planning on filing a defamation lawsuit against him. But Cat don't appear to be too bothered by this threat because he just sent them some very strong words. He allegedly has some very damaging information about them that's gonna make things way messier for them. Y'all, there's a whole lot of drama going on here, so let's get right into it. Now, if y'all didn't already know, Cat recently did an explosive interview that he did on Club Shay Shay, where he accused Cedric and Ricky of stealing his jokes and then passing them off as their own. This has resulted in a widespread hate campaign against them online, but it ain't just them, because even Cat Williams is catching a lot of heat because of this and is being attacked by other artists in the industry. We've seen several people call him out, including Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, and Cedric the Entertainer. And Ricky Smiley, they're all finally clapping back. Well, during the interview, Cat talked about Cedric the Entertainer and accused him of stealing his jokes.
Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program. Cedric did the same thing. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Cat Williams' joke? Yeah. He said, it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018? You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019 and then did it on the Kings of Comedy. Like, what doesn't line up? This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was.
He then called Cedric out for being a fraud who doesn't write his own jokes.
Cedric sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here look like a walrus. You didn't say nothing. He can't even get his arms off his stomach sitting over here. Why I'm not a movie star. What?
It's a situation.
He never wrote anything. Remember, when Cedric the Entertainer starts, he's supposed to be singing, dancing, and telling jokes. That's why he's called the Entertainer.
Right.
We found out he can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi. Can I say that again for the audience? They're so bad that they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
He also claimed that Cedric would attend his shows just to steal jokes from him.
So this is not just a random joke. This is my very best joke, and it's my last joke, and it's my closing joke.
Okay.
1998, I'm doing this joke, it's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car into a spaceship.
Baby, Cat was on fire during that interview, because he also came for Ricky Smiley, claiming that Ricky has been playing the same role over and over in all his movies since his career started.
Ricky Smiley has been playing the same old black woman forever. Like, you can't get a young fan base with that. Like, you gotta be doing karaoke around the country to make that work.
Right.
And he is. But I'm a stand-up comedian. This is my 19th 100-city tour. I'm not gonna have a conversation with these lazy bums that'll take a shortcut at any point. Yes, it's easier for you to juice than to get in the gym.
He also exposed Ricky for lying about the roles that he and Cat played in the movie Friday After Next. In an earlier interview, Ricky claimed that in the movie, he was supposed to play Cat's role of Money Mike, and Cat was supposed to play the role of the robber Santa Claus. However, Cat dismissed this as a pile of crap and claimed that Ricky was lying.
You kidding me? You let Ricky Smiley sit here and you said out that mouth, you stole Friday After Next, the one I was in? I wish all of America fumbled a bit when that happened. And then he said some stuff that we haven't heard in 100 years in Hollywood. You ain't say nothing. This man told you he had Cat Williams' role. He was gonna be Money Mike. And Cat Williams was gonna be the Santa Claus. Now let's, 3 quick points. You mean in Hollywood they cast a 5'5" black Santa Claus that weigh 145 pounds? That's your story. Your story is the Ricky Smiley that couldn't even do curse words because he had a Christian fan base. He was gonna play the pimp. Why you didn't ask him why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
Yeah, this was a lot, and Cedric was so upset that he slammed Cat by saying, "Revisionist history. Regardless of whatever Cat's opinion, my career can't be reduced to one joke Cat Williams claims is his. I've been in over 40 movies. My specials and brand speak volumes about who I am. The people I've put on include Cat and the Hat at Gibson Amphitheater, and all that tough talk is corny AF. I'm a grown man, and none of that stuff is gonna go like you think. Is it just me, or did he not deny stealing the joke?" Now, Ricky, on the other hand, also had an interesting reaction to this, because he broke down while making a cup of coffee on Instagram Live. Fans found it kind of weird that he would cry over Cat's insult, but then he came out to reveal that the real reason that he was crying is because it was the anniversary of his son's passing coming up soon, and he was all in his emotions.
Please know and understand, I had just played Jonathan McReynolds' God is Good. I got up, walked out of the studio to make coffee, and the song was in my head, and it triggered me all the way back. To when I found out what had happened to Brandon. And somebody decided to take a video and said, Ricky Smiley crying because of what's being said by him, by another comedian. And that ain't the sad part. The sad part is, the other sad part is that people actually believe it.
Oh, but hold up, because word on the street is Cedric and Ricky have teamed up against Cat Williams, and they're taking the steps necessary to file a lawsuit against Cat for defamation. The streets are saying they're convinced Cat's words have crossed the line into defamation because he was attacking their professional integrity as well as their sources of livelihood, and they aren't gonna stand for that. Oh, but they clearly don't know too much about Cat Williams, because he ain't backing down no time soon. Instead, he's actually issued a very strong warning against Cedric and Smiley against filing that lawsuit, claiming he has more dirt on them than they would ever want to come out during a trial. And if Cat says he has some dirt, oh baby, he's got the dirt. And he probably has the receipts to back up his claims too. Like I said, Cat Williams is not the kind of person you mess with, and these two other men are learning this the hard way. As usual, people had their own 2 cents to say about this. One fan commented and said, "Not a single defamation of character lawsuit towards Cat Williams, so everything he said must be true. If Cat Williams is lying, the defamation lawsuits should start flying, but instead, they're just gonna get on social media, lol. That's how you know." And lastly, say what you want about Cat Williams, but I have not seen a single defamation case against him. But now I want to know your thoughts. How do you feel about Cedric and Ricky threatening to sue Cat? Y'all then knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.
It's actually not my job to answer your questions. Are you prepared to call Hamas a terror group?
Is it possible to have a rational
discussion? You can't,
discussion
can you?
with
I've asked you two questions. Should Hamas stay in power and are they a terror group? You're refusing to answer either of them. That is very telling.
Talk TV, it's the only place where you get the truth.
You've done a book on poetry. Poetry and music for the many. I love poetry. We can agree on that.
On TV, on radio, and on your smartphone. This is Talk TV.
Tonight on Piers Morgan Uncensored from New York City. It's been 100 days since the Hamas attacks plunged Israel into a brutal war and the Middle East into mounting chaos. I'll talk exclusively to an emotional Thomas Hand who mourned his kidnapped 8-year-old daughter only to discover she was still alive and then she came home. Plus, sub-zero chills blast Iowa as resident Republicans pick their presidential nominee. Can Nikki Haley surge freeze Trump in his tracks? Is Ron DeSantis about to put his campaign on ice? We'll know tonight. The race for the White House starts right here.
Live from New York, this is Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Well, good evening from New York and welcome to Piers Morgan Uncensored. The next few days will be seismic for a presidential election here that will itself change the world. And the decisions now being taken in the Middle East could dramatically change the world too. And the next president, of course, will oversee them. It's now 100 days since Hamas terrorists invaded Israel, raping, killing and kidnapping civilians in a barbaric medieval rampage. To those now ferociously criticising the escalation in the region, remember who escalated this in the first place. Hamas shattered peace in the Middle East, and they knew exactly what the response would be. Well, yesterday they reminded the world exactly what they are, releasing a sick video of 3 of the 136 hostages still trapped in Gaza, including Noah Agarmani, a student kidnapped from a rave on the back of a motorbike, while her mother now battles terminal cancer at home. Well, tonight, Hamas released another video, this time just of Noah. And this time, she was taped saying that the two men who appeared alongside her yesterday are now dead. Make no mistake, the vile people who took these innocent people as hostages are responsible for the catalyst of horrors we're now witnessing. There's no moral defense for Hamas. But many of the pro-Palestine protesters who took to the streets again this weekend in New York, Washington, D.C. and London do have a point. The civilian death toll in Gaza is testing the upper limits of proportionality. More people are dying every day than in any other conflict in modern history. Israel's no plan for life beyond the war except occupation or anarchy. And the nightmare scenario of a conflict engulfing the region is edging closer to grim reality, with US-led strikes on Yemen and fears of war in Lebanon. Prime Minister Netanyahu, pandering to extremists who prop up his government, says nothing, not even the International Court of Justice, will stop him.
100 days to the atrocious day where our citizens were butchered and abducted. We continue with the war to the end, to the full victory, until we achieve all the objectives. Liquidating the Hamas, bringing back their hostages, and the promise that Gaza will never become yet again a threat to Israel. We're going to bring back safety to the south and to the north. No one is going to stop us. Neither The Hague, not the axis of evil, and nobody else.
Well, reports here in the US say that President Biden hasn't even spoken to Netanyahu for more than 3 weeks, simply because he won't listen to his calls for caution. Well, he should, and soon. Israel is vital to the West. It's the only democracy in the Middle East. It's a bulwark against Iran and its proxies. It's supposed to be a safe haven for the Jewish people after centuries of persecution. So yes, America is right to defend Israel, just as Israel has a right to defend itself. But it can't be handed a blank check signed in Palestinian blood. Israel has dropped almost 30,000 bombs and shells on Gaza in 100 days, 8 times more than the US aimed at Iraq in 6 years of war. It's true that every war in human history has taken many lives, including many innocent civilian lives. But 24,000 people in 3 months, with God knows how many more beneath the rubble, is that still a proportionate response? Every day of this war, I've asked that question of many guests. From afar, it's looking increasingly like the answer is becoming no. It's true that the Allied forces killed masses of innocent people in Dresden, in Hiroshima, and beyond to defeat the Nazis in World War II. But that was 79 years ago. We created systems of international law to make sure the atrocities on both sides would never be repeated. It's true that this was Israel's 9/11, and there was no public appetite for restraint back then. But that yearning for justice took US into two disastrous and deadly wars. Shouldn't Israel learn from those mistakes? And it's true that Hamas is an oppressive, misogynistic terror group which hides in tunnels and uses its people as human shields. But 85% of the entire population has now been displaced. 70% of Gaza's homes and half of its buildings are damaged or destroyed. Only 8 of its 36 hospitals are running. 2/3 of schools and 100 mosques have been damaged by Israel's bombardment. Is destruction on this scale really what it takes to eradicate Hamas? And if the answer is yes, well, why are they still in charge? When will Israel provide some evidence that it has a plan for life after this war, for the Gazans and for Israel, and that that plan is remotely workable? There are major unanswered questions about this war, with major consequences for the world. But the most visceral consequences of the last 100 days have fallen most heavily on the shoulders of the people behind the numbers on both sides. People like Thomas Hand, whose daughter Emily turned 9 during 50 days in Hamas captivity as a hostage. Thomas Hand's emotional interviews brought home the reality of this war for those of us who can only imagine the pain, including most movingly when he wrongly assumed that she was dead.
They just said, "We found Emily. And she's dead." And I went, "Yes!" That was the best possibly that I was hoping for. She was either dead or in Gaza. And if you know anything about what they do to people in Gaza, that is worse than death. So death was a blessing, an absolute blessing.
Well, thankfully, it turned out that the real blessing was that Emily wasn't dead. She wasn't actually mistreated in the way that Thomas feared most at the hands of Hamas, and eventually she was returned to him. And people like Thomas Hand are what this war should never lose sight of. We should never forget that there are still 136 hostages being held in captivity. It's also why Israel must be better than the evil it's trying to overcome. Well, I spoke to Thomas Hand and his daughter Emily shortly before we came on air today. Well, I'm delighted to say I'm joined now by Thomas Hand and by his daughter Emily. So Thomas, it's fantastic to see you both. It's great to see you because I guess because I'm a father, I have a 12-year-old girl myself. I'm Irish. And so your story of so many stories in this awful war.
Interested to look that up, I guess. Actually, I don't know the answer to that. That's kind of an assumption, and I'm pulling a lot of that from like TV shows and movies, so maybe that's not 100% true. But I feel like for people to get that stuff in, I feel like it's got to be facilitated by some kind of shady person. And then also, I feel like these jobs, if I were to look this up, I'm gonna guess the median wage of like a correctional officer in like a prison is probably like, I'm gonna guess like 55K. Median wage, correctional officer, prison guard person. Prison officer salary in Florida. Oh shit, I might have way overshot this.
I think actually too, some of the prisoners smuggle stuff in before they're even there, when they're being transported.
Top 10 highest paying city. This is not what I'm looking for. Fuck.
But even still, these guards get threatened daily. Just because one guy threatens, like, "Hey, I'm gonna be mad at you," and I know people.
Well, but
like,
what if he actually does know
But
people?
how many like billionaires?
Yeah, because he's
with
like a
Jeffrey
billionaire dude, right?
Epstein's Influence.
Are you really gonna want to help a pedo though?
Well, let's say that he's like, well, give me your name. I'm gonna get your name. I have connections. I'm gonna find out who you are, who your family is. I'm gonna make your family's life a living hell. I'm gonna make your life a living hell.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you just give him the blanket? Especially
That's
if you're
a part
making
of
like
the
a
job.
shit wage. But like, are you really like running the prison like a navy? Like, do you really take it that seriously?
When you're on the job, people threaten you like, "Oh, we're gonna find where you live. We're gonna kill you. We're gonna sue you. We're gonna."
Yeah, but I don't think this is just like a
torture your
regular
family.
guy.
It's like, yeah, okay, buddy, get in line.
I don't think this is a regular guy.
Exactly, he's one of the most high-profile guys
Yeah,
in the
so
cell.
like if it was some random like criminal threatening me, then like yeah, I'd be like, yeah, fuck you, dude. Like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If it's Jeffrey Epstein, a billionaire who has a bunch of influence, threatening me, I might be like, shit, okay, yeah, here, have another fucking blanket. Leave me alone. I'm gonna turn the other way.
Well, your job would be worth more to you than to help some guy get one blanket.
My life and my family's life would be worth more to me than some low-paying job.
True, also, but hold on, okay? I don't think there's evidence that he necessarily...
Yeah, I don't think he threatened their families.
I don't know if he threatened their families, but he was, like, talking shit and was able to get things, from... guards. Fuck, I should have... What do I have to control? I have to find it in here.
At that point, you just go to your supervisor and tell them, like, hey, this guy's being a dickhead.
Oh, here. Okay, inmate 3, which was the Tartaglione dude, I don't know his name, told the OIG that Epstein was allowed to sleep on the floor, which he said was unusual for the SHU, where that was not normally allowed. Inmate 3 said Epstein also had 2 extra blankets, which no other inmate had, as well as 2 pens, which inmates were not allowed to have. Epstein would ask for things, and if the CO said no, Epstein would tell them that he was writing down their name and providing the information to his lawyer. According to Inmate 3, the COs were on eggshells around Epstein. Inmate 3 said that when he left the SHU on August 9th, 2019, there was an orange cloth twisted around the ladder, strings on the side of the ladder, and a string tied across the bed. Inmate 3 explained that the string tied across the bed served as a clothesline, that the strings were part of a sheet they had ripped. I think that was the thing he might have killed himself with. But yeah, so it seems like Epstein was kind of bullying around the COs.
Well,
yeah.
they shouldn't have gave him the pens if they didn't want him to write the names down, right? That was just a joke.
Sure.
But
I agree with you. It's
pens
stupid.
to a suicidal guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
It's really dumb. It's really stupid for sure. But he didn't kill himself with the pens either, right? So it just seems like, assuming this is true, they've probably done this in the past as well, right? Like
but it says in the article nobody's ever gotten extra blankets, and rule number one.
Well, no, it said nobody. It said nobody had blankets. Nobody else on the floor had blankets, and it was unusual. But it didn't say nobody else had ever gotten it.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry.
All this unusual shit is happening, right? And when you put all of it together, for all of it to just align right, just so that he's in this shitty prison, their cameras don't work, their guards aren't checking on him, they give him extra blankets to a suicidal guy, they know that he's a high risk for suicide. It's just so unlikely.
Well, so you're story is possible, okay? I'm not going to say it's impossible. Your story is possible, okay? But another story is the prison runs like shit. All the stuff is like degraded and fucked. Epstein is transferred to this jail. He is an incredibly charismatic billionaire dude. Bullies the guys into giving him some shit. Updates his will 2 days before he kills himself. Happens to get into a cell without another person, and then that night seizes the opportunity, kills himself because he knows his life is fucked anyway. I feel like that story also like makes sense. And there's a huge chunk of supporting evidence for every single one of those claims. I think that your story is possible. I'm not going to say it's impossible. That would be not true. But the problem is there's not a shred of evidence to support any of it. Not circumstantial, not hard. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Have you ever ran a prison cell?
Just for the girls that I keep in my basement, but...
Besides that?
No, why?
Okay. So, say you are getting Jeffrey Epstein in your cell, right? And you know the cameras don't work. Can you give me like a couple things you could do to fix that?
Yeah, you could put in a maintenance request, or you could put in an $800,000 contract with another company to upgrade the cameras. These are two things that were done by this particular jail before Epstein killed himself. But the problem was they were understaffed. The electronic technicians that were manning the cameras, or were supposed to be fixing the cameras, were also like fixing other shit in the jail cells. Apparently the lieutenant said that she didn't even know that the things weren't recording initially because she saw the live stream and like, oh, well, if the live stream's here, it must be working. So I agree that there are things that should have been changed. But I think another problem too is that when things happen, we look at it and we're like, isn't this obviously like horrible? Like, why aren't you doing something? But I think it's the same when it comes to DUI, right? My guess is going to be that when you get to, if you're a first responder, you get to the scene of an accident, you see somebody got into a horrible accident, DUI, killed somebody, or somebody in their car, or whatever, right? The question is always like, well, why did you do it? What were you thinking? The reality is most people probably drive drunk just fine. Most people probably drive drunk, get home, and they're okay. They swerve a little, whatever. And chances are, if you've got somebody in a horrible DUI scene accident, they've probably done that drive 10 or 20 or 30 times and didn't get into an accident. So you develop like a rhythm or a habit of reckless or negligent behavior, and then finally something happens, and you're like, fuck. And it's easy to look at that thing and be like, dude, obviously you shouldn't have done that. But the person is thinking, well, okay, sure, but like, fuck, like I've gotten away with it over and over and over and over and over again. So like, what the fuck, you know? And it seems like that's what was going on with this jail. None of these problems happened on that night. None of these problems were specific to Epstein. This jail seems like it had been plagued with problems for a long time. And they were like, yeah, you know, they've probably had other high-profile prisoners, other E-celebs, other celebs, whatever the fuck. And it was okay. But then, and this one, it caught up with them and it was like, fuck. That's the... and I think everything I just said is like supported by like tons of different people and in this OIG report. Your story, again, is possible, but there's just like no evidence for any of it.
I don't think underpaid security guards would go out of their way to be like Captain America and make sure that a pedophile doesn't kill himself also. Like, they don't give a fuck.
Maybe, sure.
He's not just a pedophile, though. He's got information on such high-profile people that were Didn't the FBI protect him when the Florida police were investigating him, and they sent it to the FBI, and they refused to do anything about it?
Like,
I don't know. Wait, hold on. Wait. I don't know if that's true. However, wait, what did you say right before this?
The Florida Police Department were investigating Jeffrey Epstein, and they called the FBI to like let them know. And they're
no, wait, right before that.
Oh, this is an open case. Like, this is gonna be so easy. Oh, well, before that, I don't remember, dude.
Hold on, wait. Wait, I have to hold on. One second.
Information on such high-profile people that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to repeat this point and hammer this into the ground. Okay, this keeps getting said over and over again, and I don't think it's actually true. I assumed it was true for a long time, but I don't think it's true. I don't think there's any evidence for this. People keep saying that the weirdest part about Epstein was that a lot of people were about to get implicated into the Epstein like child sex trafficking ring. I don't think there's any evidence of that whatsoever. I don't think anybody has attested to that, have they? Because Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison. I don't think there's anybody saying that like all these high profile people are about to go down. Is there?
I thought it was mostly the girls on the island that were witness to it.
Sure, but then what
Like,
would
their
killing Epstein,
testimony.
how would that help you at all?
Well, because they would probably cut him a deal, right? Hey, if you name drop so much people, your time will get released or reduced.
They're probably more likely to cut a deal with
We'll put you in
GM.
witness protection.
They would not put Jeffrey Epstein in witness protection because he was like.
I mean, if he could drop like 6 or 7 people, like Prince Andrew and all that, and the Clintons, and.
Then why didn't they kill, first of all, like the victims that can testify, and also Ghislaine and everyone else who was like a co-conspirator? It's not like it was just Epstein who was involved. There were plenty of people, and if you wanted to like get rid of all the evidence, then you would have had.
Well,
to
he's
kill
the
everyone.
main witness, right? He probably knows way more than all the other. You think he kept the girls involved in the same loop that he was in?
Well, technically,
they probably didn't
actually,
know as much.
Wouldn't they actually know more? Because doesn't Epstein wasn't? Fuck, I need to look into the actual case. But my understanding is it wasn't. Wasn't Ghislaine Maxwell like his go-to? Like he was like, listen, bring me underage girls, and she's like, I'll do it, boss. Wouldn't she know more than him about like connecting all that shit up?
Maybe, but from what my understanding was, he would blackmail people like, "Hey, come to my island," and regardless if they knew or not, sleep with the girls.
Yeah.
And then
I've
he
heard that
was like the mastermind who knew exactly what happened.
I've heard that said before, but I don't think I've ever seen that reproduced anywhere. Like, can you point me to that blackmail quote? Because I think there was it Epstein's lawyer or somebody else wrote a book about this, and I think he said as much that like there's been no evidence ever presented for
Yeah, I
that
think it's
ever.
all just speculation.
Sure.
From what I know.
Okay. So it seems like the strongest evidence that points to him being killed is because of people that he might have been able to implicate, but we don't actually know if that ever even happened, and we don't have any evidence that anybody pressured him to kill himself. And it seems like there's a lot of assumptions that are being made to make that theory work. It's possible. Not saying it's impossible. I can't possibly say it's impossible. But there's like no evidence at any point for any of this. It's all like speculation.
It's just all the little bits of stuff that went wrong to allow him to kill himself, and then the phone call that he was allowed to make that wasn't recorded, that they don't even know who he called. All that shit added up. He was given the towels. They knew about the jail being run down. The guards were asleep. They weren't checking on a suicidal dude. None of it really makes sense when you add all the little things that
Sure.
had
So
to
let's
happen to create the perfect storm.
But so then let's run this. Let's run with your theory then. What would this have had to have looked like for them to pull this off? So they're paying both guards. Are they disabling or destroying the system, the recording system, or?
No, I have no doubt that the cameras were broken and they just threw him in that cell. Easy done.
Okay. So they put him in a cell where there was a recording camera for anybody entering that cell block. Is the idea that he killed himself or that somebody else in that block killed him?
Oh, he definitely killed himself.
Okay.
But he was allowed to kill himself.
Okay. Why is it that they would have why would they turn the cameras off instead of just having him on camera killing himself then to like get rid of all the conspiracy theory stuff?
Why wouldn't they want him on camera?
Yeah, why wouldn't they just have the camera like on camera like killing himself? Like, oh look, it's recorded. They killed himself.
It'd be more like the guards checking up on him wouldn't be there.
Yeah, but then like they've got like 3 different excuses for the guards, because technically the guards not checking up on him doesn't actually work as an excuse, because according to the OIG report, that camera was actually running. You were able to watch Epstein kill himself. I think you might have been able to see it on camera. Actually maybe not, because of the way the cell door looked. But the camera was running. It just wasn't recording. The guards were sleeping or just not paying attention. That's the excuses that they give. But like, why not just disable the camera? Why have the camera not recording but live streaming? But then the guards also saying that they were sleeping or not doing their rounds.
Who knows?
Well, it just seems like so much dumb shit. Like, I don't know why, if you wanted to make this plan work, why wouldn't you just make him post bail and then kill him when he gets out of jail? And then everything is like...
Because then you're killing a high-profile dude. Like, they wanted to make it look like an accident, right? So.
Well, but then why would they do a billion shady things around this? Like, clearly they fucking failed in obvious ways, right? If it is the fact that, like, they're disabling specific cameras, they're doing things that they shouldn't with a suicidal patient, he already tried to kill himself once, right? Like, this seems like the worst done, like, suicide of all time if they're trying to make it look like a suicide, right? Like, less than 25% of Americans even believe the official story.
Right, but then they can just point to and go, well, it was just an accident.
Yeah, but like,
all
couldn't
this,
you also
this,
just have
this
him?
stuff was going wrong in the jail forever.
Yeah, but like, why not just like hack his car and like kill him that way once he gets out of jail or something? Like, oh, he got a car accident. Wouldn't that be like so easy?
No one would buy that. If he was able to kill himself in a high jail, that's a suicide is believable. Hey, people kill themselves in jail all the time. Hey, it happens. Oops, our guards screwed up. Oops, our cameras weren't off. They can point to all these things and kind of brush it under the rug. If you like killed him in a car explosion or shot him in the head.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Wouldn't that
obviously,
be a
like
little too
shooting him in the
obvious?
head might not work, but like I think a car accident could probably work. You could also just suicide him in his home, right? If you believe that the guy would commit suicide in prison, why wouldn't you believe he commit suicide in his house?
And then you're kind of waiting for him. Maybe he could spill more information. Maybe
But he hasn't spilled
could-
anything, right? Why would we think he would spill anything? Especially if he thinks he's going to get off.
I don't know if he was even offered like a deal yet. As far as I was concerned, he was just pleading the fifth.
Sure, but like
Hadn't
let's
said
say we want to plan to do this, right? Let's say like, okay, I need to kill Epstein. Okay, this guy can't survive, right? And I want the fewest people possible involved, right? We probably don't want that many people involved, right? So why not just we're the CIA, NSA, whatever the fuck. So we've got relationships with all the DAs and all this shit, right? So you go to the district attorney and then you tell the district attorney, hey, listen, I don't know, do DAs handle cases themselves, or is it always prosecuting attorneys under them? I don't know. You would either go to the DA or the DA and their other person under you and say, hey, listen, this particular person is still involved in a way. We would like it if you guys could cut him a deal like you did in 2008. And we can't have you talk to anybody about this, or else all your jobs are gone, okay? And they're like, okay, well, fuck it. So you've got two people roped into your theory, plus your intelligence guys, right? They go to Epstein, they say, listen, you need to inform, or you need to do something, or blah, 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 but we're going to let you post bail, you're going to go to trial, or we're going to do some bullshit, we're going to work out a plea agreement. And Epstein's like, okay, fuck it, like I did in 2008, that's fine. You already did it once, why would he do it again? He agrees to this. He goes home. As soon as he gets home, you know, Mark Wahlberg is waiting for him there with the scrunchies on his shoes and everything, and then they kill him in his house. Put a gun in his hand, make it look like a suicide. Seems believable.
I think it's more believable that he just hung himself in jail. They can go, oh, it happens all the time. Oh, our cameras weren't working, or lazy jail guards. And my main interest is the phone call that he.
Well, wait, but like,
right
look at
before
the.
he did it.
I agree with that. Okay, but like, look at how your mind is like recontextualizing things based on the type of argument you're making, right? So what you just said is initially coming into this, it feels like your mind is like, there's a lot of weird, inconvenient facts that make this really hard to believe that it's a suicide. But now you're saying, well, the intelligence agencies could sell it as suicide. Because I mean, like, sure, there are lazy guards, cameras weren't working, it happens. So like, do you think that that's like believable, or do you think that's like highly unbelievable? Because it seems like in one breath you just suggested that that could be a really good plot to kill somebody, but it feels like you were coming in here saying that because of these facts, there's no way that he killed himself.
No, he definitely killed himself, but it was.
I mean, when I say no way he killed
pushed
himself, I mean
through
no way he like did it without being like under duress or without being forced by somebody else to do it.
And he did it right after he got that phone call. And he did it with the extra blankets, and he did it with the cameras down, with the guards not checking up on him. Nobody heard it. Like, I don't know. He did it first try.
Well, no, second try, right?
Just second try, yeah. I don't know. Just too much. And you're the smartest intelligence agency in the world, and you're gonna put this guy in a jail that the and when you know all this shit, and you're gonna give him extra blankets, and you're not gonna check up on him.
Well, I mean, it's not like the FBI was giving him extra blankets. But I mean, like, what else are you gonna? I mean, what else are you gonna do with him? Are you gonna put him in your office and just have him like chill under your desk?
Even if you're the supervisor, you're like telling your guards, like, hey, keep an extra eye on this dude, or you might even go check up on him. Wouldn't you? Like, I would.
I mean, it sounds like with the way that he associates with the guards, you'd never want to talk to this fucking dude, because every time you walk by, he's asking you for shit and then threatening you.
Right. That's exactly why I wouldn't have given him this shit. You know. So I don't know.
Okay. Well.
Like, why would you give a guy like that extra blankets? All of it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, it does make. Hold on, don't say it doesn't make any sense. It does make sense, right? I mean, there's a story written in here that is believable. Whether we think there's a more likely story, but like the idea that you got a billionaire dude who's like, I'm gonna fucking tell my lawyers about you guys and fuck your lives up and blah 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 blah. And they're like, fuck it, have some blankets, whatever. Fuck you, Epstein. Right? That's believable. We can say that it's like, well, no, it's a believable story. I don't think there's anything extraordinary about that.
It's Rule 101: never to give a prisoner an extra blanket, especially if they're suicidal. That's an ultimate no. And on top of the fact he's being a dickhead to you, you wouldn't ever give him an extra blanket.
Do you think that? Do you feel comfortable saying that's a statement that is an absolute in all of federal prisons in the U.S.? No prisoners have gotten extra blankets
that are suicidal.
Yeah.
Probably, I would say like 99% likely.
Careful, for 99%, how many have attempted suicide? If 10,000 attempt suicide, and we're on a 99% rate, that's 100 blankets that have been given out, right? So that's.
So I would say if a blanket was given out to a suicidal guy and he killed himself, you'd be fired. There'd be no shot you kept your job.
Probably, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Didn't all the guards get to keep their jobs, as far as I'm concerned? Or what I've heard.
No shot, right? I feel like the two Tola and Noella, or whatever the fuck, or Noel and Thomas, they were charged criminally with falsifying BOP records. The charges were later dismissed after they successfully fulfilled deferred prosecution agreements. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York declined prosecution for other MCC New York employees. The OIG found created false documentation. The combination of these and other failures led to Epstein being unmonitored alone in his cell. Did they get? They must have gotten fired. That'd be my understanding, right?
Well, they got their charges dismissed. Isn't that a little strange?
Is it?
Are
falsifying records at work, is that a criminal affair?
You essentially helped the guy kill himself. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Is that a criminal affair? Like, let's say that I run like a hospital and I write something incorrect on a chart, or I lie about like something. Like, you definitely get fired, but is it a criminal matter for falsifying a record there? I'm not sure. I don't know if it'd be a felony or just like a misdemeanor, or I'm not sure.
There's no if they got fired or.
I'm curious. That'd be pretty crazy. They didn't get fired. Noel, Thomas, MCC.
But again, it's Rule 101. Never give a suicidal guy more than one blanket. Sometimes they won't even give you any. They won't even give you a blanket if you're suicidal, just because.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you for saying like Rules 101, but obviously, like going over the OIG report for the prison, there are a ton of rules that were broken in this place.
Right, and then you're putting this guy there for, like, doesn't make any sense.
Well, are you implying that there were ultra well-run prisons that they could have stuck him in?
Or they could have at least made his stay ultra secure. Like, there are things they could have done. They could have put a guard outside of his cell, right?
Possibly, yeah.
Had 24/7 monitoring. That's sometimes you do that to make sure suicidal guys have no chance of doing it. You sit a guy right outside of his cell.
Well, but that's probably not standard operating procedure at all, right? They have like a standard operating procedure. Make sure that
You probably do it if the cameras aren't working and a guy.
Well, the cameras were working. They just weren't recording. That was the issue, right?
Right. It's common to do. Guys, suicidal and.
Well, no, then you put him in suicide watch, right?
Mm-hmm. And you sit a guy outside his cell, yeah.
Huh.
Or send him to a padded room. Like, I don't know. There's just so many easy fixes that could have been done, and so much stuff that went wrong. It's just too much stuff went wrong for it to just be coincidental, in my opinion. I think it's more likely than not that there was something amiss.
Okay. But you're comfortable believing that, but we have nothing that actually points to that. Just kind of like a lot of coincidental.
It's all the stuff that adds up that makes me believe that.
Okay. But the only issue that I'm getting, I guess, is that like every single thing that you're bringing up also points to negligence, but you're saying it does point to intention. But I've got a lot of evidence of negligence of the prison, but I have no evidence of any of the intention. That's the only thing that's weird, because like you haven't given me a single fact where it's like you can't explain this by negligence. You can, but you're saying that like there's so much negligence that at some point like it must be intentional, but we have nothing to point to the intentionality part.
Well, the evidence on that is that no other prisoners got extra blankets. Not only that, I guarantee you those prisoners weren't suicidal that didn't get extra blankets. So now you have a pseudo-suicidal guy that's getting extra blankets and pens, mine too. Just doesn't make sense. And he's allowed to make phone calls and like do whatever he wants. And then right after that phone calls when he kills himself, who knows what the guy on the other line said or who he talked to. Could have been somebody threatening him, like, hey, Jeffrey, we know blah, 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 or whatever. We could get the Ghislaine or whatever fuck her name is.
So you think he made a call to somebody who told him to kill himself, basically, or
he called somebody high up there who was like, He's like, hey, can you get me out of this? He's like, there's only one way out. It's the blankets, Jeff.
Okay. Well, anything else?
Nah.
All right.
Nice talking to you. Big fan. Good luck with everything.
Yeah.
On your come up. I can't wait for the Shapiro. Big Shapiro fan here. Can't wait for your guys' debate.
All right. Well, I love you, buddy. Be careful.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
If not giving them blankets is rule 101, that means there's 100 rules ahead of it. So I don't blame the guards for forgetting.
That's not what 101 means. Stop. Okay.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.